Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and analyzing the brand new promo images for Season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead released with Entertainment Weekly, and by the way, Fear the Walking Dead is now confirmed to resume on Sunday, April 15th at 10 PM Eastern, and then beginning the following week, the show will air at 9 PM regularly. Now with all that being said, big warning of spoilers for everything in the show up to the Season 3 finale, along with kinda spoilers of The Walking Dead as well, because we'll be mentioning Morgan, but let's jump right into it. So the first image I want to go over features Lenny James as Morgan and Maggie Grace as Althea? Althea? Like, okay, so I just literally googled up how to say Althea, and apparently it's just that, Althea. Althea? I'm sure I'll get more used to the name as we get more into the show, but for those of you unaware of Maggie Grace, she's actually well known for the TV show Lost, and it's quite interesting to see her actually get introduced into the world of The Walking Dead. I'd personally love to see more actors from the TV show Lost join the Walking Dead universe, but that's just me. Anyways, Althea is someone who is uniquely qualified to survive, to thrive even in this world because of who she was before the apocalypse. When we meet her, we'll find out she has, in many ways, picked up right where she left off before the world collapsed. She has a number of impressive weapons in her arsenal, including a curiosity and understanding of people that often gives her a tactical advantage. It's never something for nothing with Althea. She has a greater purpose than she is constantly working towards, one which Strand takes a particular interest in. So, what are her unique talents? Does she have some sort of previous training in combat or like shooting guns, or is she more on the technical side? They state that she has a number of impressive weapons in her arsenal, but does that relate at all to what her job is? In order to thrive in the zombie apocalypse, it isn't all about strength and muscle. Just look at Eugene from the original show, for example. So, with that being said, she could be some sort of like farmer or technician or just some sort of smart handyman. They describe her job as being useful both before and after the apocalypse, so let me know what you guys think she is down in the comments section below. The article seems to imply that she can read people well and understand them for who they are, so is she a counselor or like a merchant or a con man of some sort? And what is this purpose that Strand takes interest in? It's never something for nothing with Althea, but the same could be said about Victor Strand as well, so we'll just have to wait and see. Moving on, our second promo image once again shows Maggie Grace as Althea, along with our introduction to Garrett Dillahunt as John. Now, I am a huge fan of Garrett Dillahunt from the TV show Raising Hope, and I know he's in many other things as well, but I'm extremely excited to see him in the next season of Fear the Walking Dead. Quote, John is a man of fascinating contradictions. He loves people but has spent a great deal of time on his own. He's a gentle soul, an innocent in many ways, but no stranger to violence. He can be soft-spoken and disarmingly funny all at once. So I don't know about you guys, but I pretty much just pictured the same happy, funny, welcoming personality from his character in Raising Hope, but maybe combined a little bit of Tyrese from the original show. He's described as someone who loves people, is a gentle soul, an innocent who is soft-spoken, and disarmingly funny. He's probably going to be the comedic relief for the first half of Season 4, but don't underestimate him when shit gets real. They state that he has been on his own for a great deal of time, and that he is no stranger to violence, so I assume that he normally is an ethically sound person, but that he'll kick shit into gear if he is ever threatened. The third promo image involves Kim Dickens as Madison, which is nothing new, but we also get a preview of Jenna Elfman as Naomi. Naomi's a capable survivor we'll meet living on her own early on in the season. She'll have her guard up as she cross paths with Madison and her family, and as we'll learn over the course of the season, she'll have a very good reason for keeping people at a distance. Even so, she'll end up developing some connections that surprise her, including a bond with Alicia. Okay, so first off, we're being shown Madison here instead of anyone else in her family, I assume only because we're shown Madison at the end of the Season 3 finale. I have a more in-depth explanation in my most recent Morgan crossover video, or an entire review on the Season 3 finale if you'd like to check that out, but my point here is that the Season 3 finale ends with all the characters presumably split up. We don't know where they are or if they're okay. Now, the time skip is still in question, and I talk about more of that in my Morgan video, but what adds confusion is that they state how Naomi will run into Madison's family, so does that imply that the family is all back together again? I assumed that the family would be broken up, similar to the second half of Season 2, but even more so this time. Also, we see Naomi in a promo image with Madison, but the article states that she'll be creating a bond with Alicia, so are Alicia and Madison confirmed together then? Apparently Naomi is implied to be some sort of introvert, but even so, she'll apparently find a likeness to Alicia in the Clark family, so we'll just have to wait and see. I wonder if Nick and Daniel will go off on their own then, or what the deal is with that, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. We have a new promo image of Daniel, and he seems to be completely healed up from his battle wounds in the Season 3 finale, so does that confirm that there's a time skip? Also, they mentioned Alicia here, even though they didn't show her, along with Strand in one of the previous images, so we can assume that we might get more info on them and Nick in the near future as well. Now, 2 of the promo images are just of Morgan, and I will show them here briefly, but I do have an entire video up on the channel recently, as I said, where I discuss these images in full, along with speculating on the Morgan crossover and the possible time skip to fit the timeline. Now, the next image is another one of Garrett Dillahunt as John, and we get some more insight on his character. When we started to think about an actor who could embody all these contradictions and then some, our mind immediately went to Garrett Dillahunt. It's been so much fun watching Garrett breathe life into the role and see his character navigating the Fear the Walking Dead world. So, although this is somewhat of a vague statement, I'd have to agree, and I can't wait to see him in the show like I previously stated. Now, what is contradicting about his character? I'm starting to think that there's more to his character than meets the eye, but then again, that's what we're all hoping for, right? And finally, the last promo image is another one featuring Jenna Elfman as Naomi, this time showing what she looks like when she's not completely covered in mud. Quote, "When we were casting Naomi, we wanted an actor who would have the gravitas for the role required while still bringing humor and levity to the character," unquote. So, in other words, she's a character who is very serious, yet honorable and respectable. Gotta love how they use words like gravitas, right? Anyways, I hope that these characters are still new and interesting, and I have a lot of confidence about that coming true due to the talented actors that they have chosen. Garrett Dillahunt, Jenna Elfman, Lenny James, and Maggie Grace. These are all very well-known actors, and I'm honestly glad that we're getting more familiar faces in Fear the Walking Dead after we saw those Sons of Anarchy actors in Season 3. I'm glad that they're creating more original characters with familiar faces, and I'm excited to see what these actors do in a completely new situation than I've previously seen them in before. Let me know what you guys think about these promo images in the comments below, along with how hyped you may or may not be for Season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, or even subscribe for more Fear the Walking Dead content in the near future. If you'd like to take that extra step in helping support my videos, consider checking out my Patreon, where there's a bunch of different rewards involving the channel, such as a chance to directly influence the videos being produced. It isn't necessary by any means, but it could really help in the long run. And as always, I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.